All right, I believe I just got done with the the shed little drainage system I had going on. So we're gonna put some water in there and see the outcome. So it's filling up nicely. As you can see, I have some Orbit twin mil tape, and I mean, I don't even see any leaking. I mean, as you can see, I have a couple connection points. I don't see any water leaking. Let's see if we can catch some water in here. Yep, looks like this is filling up nicely. If you see, there's a screw right there. So in all of these connection points, I drove a screw in the coupling just to keep it tight. It actually helps when you start having to stretch these compression fit-ins. If you have a couple of them installed. There's water in there. So this is my downspout for the shed. It looks like I have some water leaking right here, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's gonna leak. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's not gonna leak as bad as it was yesterday. There we go. Water is coming through and it's flowing nicely. And you can see one more screw in there. So like I said, in all of these compression fittings, I put a screw, and then I wrapped it with a couple layers of tape. And then obviously got here, and there's like a 3-inch PVC right there. So I had a T right here. I mean, you can see it's slightly leaking out at the bottom. But I mean, once it has soil around it, the soil is gonna pretty much absorb much of the leak. And then I just use another compression fit in where I can bend it and put it up to a downspout. And I even drove a screw in there just to hold it to the actual thing. But I gave that several layers of tape. So it's not meant to be waterproof, but it's just meant to secure it. So it's not gonna go anywhere if you tug on it. But leak is just fine. I mean, it's not a completely sealed system, so that's bound to happen. But yeah, so I'm happy with it. This is a small gutter right there, so it's not gonna be a lot of flow coming down here, unless it might have some amount of flow, but it's not gonna be significant coming down. So you see, I had to cut the PVC. I had to cut it back. And I mean, there's some amount of leakage, but I think it's less than what it was yesterday. And so I'm happy with it. I'm gonna backfill it right now and move on. I feel like it's leaking out of one area more than some, but combined it's leaking. I mean, you can see it's flowing, so it's definitely flowing. And like when this dirt compacts around it and it gets settled, it's gonna make it even more watertight. And again, it's not rocket science. It will do the job. So I'm gonna backfill. I'm glad I found this tape. It's Orbit 20 mil PVC tape, meant for like those pipes. So if you're installing these flex fit-ins, I highly recommend just using these. Clearly, like I said, it's not going to be watertight, but it will do the job. Now this is my downspout, so I need to pull it back some just to get it away from here. Which I have an extension down here. I got a compression fit-in right here, so this is where I'm gonna get my slack to bring it back. So I'll do that now, and then it's time to backfill. At this point, it is what it is. And then I just use regular screws that I have for the construction process to kind of connect joints. I did get some wire, some 12-2 wire And that outlet might be bad. I bought a second one, so I'm going to be doing these small type of work, you know, making sure that that thing is good to go, replacing the cover, and then just running the wire. The wire will pop out here. I have several pipe fittings that I'm going to use, and even I got a piece right there I bought just in case. But the main idea is to backfill and clean up all the unnecessary pieces I have here. I'll obviously have some extra dirt that I'll have to discard, but it is what it is. And then once I discard the dirt, I can put down new fabric and get some new gravel, put it down so it's not it doesn't create mud all over. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. The only one I didn't do was this one, so I can rotate it. Depends on how the drain spout comes down off the roof. So all in all, I think this is a good project, well done. And we're just gonna do some small cleanup. I'm hoping I can get it done to the point where I can put the floor back down. At this point, I don't even really care about painting. I'm just gonna get it down. I might. It doesn't take anything for me to break out the paint, which is just in that black bag right there, and just roll it along it real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video, go turn the water off, and yeah, I'm glad I finally got it done, especially that end down there. It could have been a lot more complicated based on how close this is to the and you can see it has been filling up. So it's filling up because of this runoff. So yeah, it's filling up because of this runoff coming down, and that's not going to really be happening. So that's to be expected, that it's going to puddle up right there because all that water that's flowing out of the drain or the connection point is just flooding down here. So yeah, we're going to do that before it floods over, and I can just backfill as necessary. As me always say, like on anything.